What's up, Tech King? Stefan here from TechRight. Today we're going to be putting the new Google Pixel 5 up against the new Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. Stay tuned. What's up, Tech King? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day wherever you guys are. Hopefully you guys are safe as well. We have the Google Pixel 5 on the left side and we have the new S20 FE on the right. Both these devices are new. I don't know what I'm saying. Both are new devices. Both are actually $699 as well, so it's great to see that we can compare devices that are exactly the same price. But we're just going to get straight into this. We're going to talk about some of the specifications, we're going to do some tests, and we're going to do our benchmark as well. And I'm pretty much going to show you what device I think is the best and what device I think you should pick up. So let's get straight into this. So starting off with the displays, we're going to have a 6-inch display on the Google Pixel 5. We're going to have a 6.5-inch display on the S20 FE, so a little bit bigger. Both these devices are going to be 1080p. The Pixel 5 is going to have a 430 ppi, and the S20 FE is going to have a 405 ppi. Now on the left side, the Pixel 5 is going to be an OLED screen, and on the S20 FE, we're going to have a Super AMOLED screen. Now our screen to body ratio on the Pixel 5 is going to be 87%, and our screen to body ratio on the S20 FE is going to be 86%. Now getting into the features of the Pixel 5, we're going to have a 90 Hz refresh rate. We're going to have HDR video support on the Pixel 5 as well. We're also going to have scratch resistant Corning Gorilla Glass 6, which is amazing to see on this device. And we're also going to have an ambient light sensor and a proximity sensor as well. On the S20 FE, we're going to have a 120 Hz refresh rate, so 30 more than the Pixel 5. We're also going to have HDR video, and we're also going to have scratch resistant glass. Now the Gorilla Glass that we're going to have on the S20 FE is actually only going to be Gorilla Glass 3, so that kind of sucks, but you know, we do get 120 Hz refresh rate instead of 90, so I see the trade-off right there. We're also going to have an ambient light sensor and a proximity sensor as well. Now getting into the system chips, I know you guys love the system chips in both these devices, but on the left side, the Pixel 5 is going to have the Snapdragon 765G, and on the right side, we're going to have the Snapdragon 865. So it's very good to see that we get a premium system chip in both these devices. Now going on to the processor, our Pixel 5 is going to be an octa-core 2400 MHz Kryo 475 processor. On the right side, our S20 FE is going to be an octa-core 2840 MHz Kryo 585. Our GPU on the Pixel 5 is going to be an Adreno 620, and our GPU on the S20 FE is going to be an Adreno 650. So a little bit better system chip and GPU and processor inside the S20 FE, but what lacks in specifications on the Pixel 5 always makes up in optimization. You Pixel users know that already, so I don't have to say that. Going on to the RAM, we're going to have 8 GB of RAM in the base model of the Pixel 5, and we're going to have 6 GB of RAM in the S20 FE. Both are actually going to have 128 GB of internal storage. However, the Pixel 5, you cannot expand your storage. Now on the S20 FE, we can actually expand our storage with 1000 GB via micro SD card. Now on to the operating systems. We're going to have Android 11 straight out of the box with the new Pixel 5, and we're going to only have Android 10.0 on the S20 FE. And as you guys know, with Pixel devices, every time they drop a phone, it's going to get the latest Android operating system, so it's great to see that on the Pixel 5. But don't be sad about the S20 FE because we are promised at least 3 major OS updates on that device. So, you know, that phone can be virtually used for about 3 to 4 years and still have some pretty good performance. Moving on to the battery, our capacity on the Pixel 5 is going to be 4080 milliamps, and on the S20 FE, we're going to have a 4500 milliamp battery. Both are not going to be user replaceable, obviously, but getting into some of the charging features, we're going to have USB power delivery, Qi wireless charging, and reverse wireless charging on the Pixel 5. We're also going to be able to charge our new Pixel Buds, which is great to see as well, and they sent us a pair of those, so we'll probably check out those later. The S20 FE, we're going to have Qualcomm Quick Charge 2.0, USB power delivery, Samsung adaptive fast charging, Qi wireless charging, and reverse wireless charging. Our max charge speed on the Pixel 5 is going to be 18 watts, and I believe if you guys have a 25 watt fast charger, you are going to be able to utilize that with the S20 FE. So, you know, you get a little bit more charging power. Both these devices are going to last all day, and both these devices I feel like are going to get pretty much the same amount of screen on time. The S20 FE, yes, does have 500 more milliamps, or 420, but the S20 FE is about 0.5 inches bigger than the Google Pixel 5. So I feel like we're gonna pretty much get the same amount of screen on time on both these devices. I feel like I should do a real world test on that. I might do that if enough people ask. But I feel like both these devices are going to have amazing battery life either way. Now moving on to the cameras, we have both these devices right here. We have Sword of Sage and we have Cloud Lavender on the right. Both amazing colors, by the way, and we'll get into more of the physical aspects of these devices in a second. But going on to the camera, we have a dual camera on the Pixel 5 on the left hand side. The main camera is going to be a 12.2 megapixel OIS and PDAF camera, and our second camera is going to be a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera. On the right side, our S20 FE is going to be a triple camera setup. Our main camera is going to be 12 megapixels. It's going to be OIS and PDAF. Our secondary camera is going to be 8 megapixels. It's going to be telephoto, OIS, and PDAF. And our third camera is going to be 12 megapixels, and that is going to be an ultra wide camera. Now onto the video recording presets. On the Google Pixel 5, we can record at 4K at 60 frames per second, 1080p at 240 frames per second, and it cuts off right there. Now on the S20 FE, we can record at 4K at 60 FPS, 1080p at 240 FPS, and 720p at 960 FPS. So we kind of get a few more options on the S20 FE, as you guys can see. Really the only thing that Pixel 5 is missing is the 960 frames per second at 720p. But there are going to be very few people using that anyways. Now going on to the front facing cameras on these devices, we're going to have an 8 megapixel hole punch camera for a front facing camera on the Pixel 5. And we're going to have a 32 megapixel EIS and HDR camera for a front facing camera on the S20 FE. Now we can actually record in 1080p for a front-facing camera on the Google Pixel 5, and we can actually record at 4K 60 frames per second on the S20 FE. So great to see that. Now getting into possibly my favorite part about this video, the builds of these devices. I absolutely love the builds of both these devices. Both these devices, by the way, are going to be IP68 water resistant. So that's great to see on these devices. Now on the left side, we have the Pixel 5. This is going to be an aluminum frame and an aluminum back as well. Google did put something on the back of this device that feels like it's not aluminum, but don't let them trick you. This is still going to be an aluminum back. They just put some stuff right here to enhance the wireless Qi charging. On the S20 FE, we're going to have a plastic back and we're going to have aluminum frame, but both these devices feel very premium. The S20 FE still feels very, very premium. The S20 FE, they call it Glastic, but it really is plastic. It's made out of a few other materials, but it still feels insanely premium. And it's kind of like a frosted back as well. I don't know which one I like more. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of a tie because the sandstone back on the Google Pixel 5 is absolutely amazing. It feels amazing as well. And the Sword of Sage color also looks pretty epic as well. Also getting into the colors, we only have just black and Sword of Sage on the Pixel 5. However, the S20 FE does have Cloud Red, Cloud Orange, Cloud Lavender, which is what I'm rocking right now. And I absolutely love the glow that comes from it. Cloud Mint, Cloud Navy, and Cloud White as well are on the S20 FE. Now getting into the fingerprint sensors on both these devices, obviously our fingerprint sensor is going to be on the back of our Pixel 5, and we actually have an in-screen fingerprint sensor on our S20 FE. I just want to show you, don't let this fool you. The Pixel 5 is absolutely no slouch. Let's go ahead and hit that. 3, 2, 1. Look how quick and accurate that is. Look at that, guys. This is me merely tapping it. Tap, open, tap. Insanely quick. Absolutely love that fingerprint sensor. The S20 FE also has a pretty accurate fingerprint sensor in the screen. I just feel like that Pixel 5 is insanely quick. See right there, we had no match on the S20 FE for a second. The accuracy on the Pixel 5 is very, very awesome. But both very good fingerprint sensors. Yeah, guys, don't let this fingerprint sensor deter you from picking up the Pixel 5. I still think it's a very, very good fingerprint sensor, very fast and accurate, as I've showed you right there. But a little bit cooler that we get an in-screen fingerprint sensor inside the S20 FE. Kind of makes me feel like I'm a spy or whatever, but the accuracy cannot be touched on the Pixel 5. I'm sorry, that's insanely quick and accurate. Now, getting into the Geekbench scores, as you guys see on the Pixel 5 on the left, we got a single core score of 600 and a multi-core score of 1601. On the right, we have the S20 FE. We got a single core score of 892 and a multi-core score of 3171. Getting into the comparisons of the single core score, obviously of 600, the Pixel 5 is going to find itself in between the OnePlus 6 and the Redmi K20 Pro. And the single core score on the S20 FE, we're just going to obliterate everything on the list. Going into the multi-core score of 1601 on the Pixel 5, we're going to find ourselves in between the Redmi Note 8 Pro and the Xiaomi Pocophone F1. Again, on the multi-score for the S20 FE, we're going to obliterate everything on the list. But with the Pixel 5, we make up with optimization and software updates. So I feel like both these devices are going to have very, very good performance as far as gaming and day-to-day tasks go. So what device do I like better? Just because I'm a Pixel fanboy, I feel like I would go with the Pixel 5, but I feel like this is a tie, to be quite honest. Both these devices offer amazing things. I absolutely love the camera that's in the Pixel 5. I find myself using night sight all the time. Seeing that we have Android 11 on this device as well. Quick fingerprint sensor, 8 GB of RAM, 765G. It doesn't have the latest, processor or the greatest system chip or whatever, but I feel like I would go with the Pixel 5 in my opinion. But what should you guys get? What do I think you guys should get? If you like Samsung, I would go with the S20 FE. If you like Google, I would go with the Google Pixel 5. Both these devices have amazing specifications and features that really coincide with any user that is, used to these types of operating systems. So what device should you pick up? Now I'm going to make this very, very easy for you guys. If you're used to Samsung and you like Samsung better, I would go with the S20 FE. If you like Google, I would go with the Pixel 5. Only because both these devices are going to be great in their respect. What the Pixel 5 doesn't make up for in performance, it definitely makes up for in optimization and features. To be quite honest, in my opinion, I would go with the Pixel 5. If it was for me, the only thing that kind of deters me away from the Pixel 5 is it's only 6 inches. I definitely like that the S20 FE is a little bit bigger, and I do have bigger hands, so that definitely is one of the reasons. But I feel like everything that I need is in the Pixel 5. I just wish it were a little bit bigger, but I would go with the Pixel 5. But for you guys, if you like Google, go with the Pixel 5. If you like Samsung, go with the S20 FE. But yeah, guys, absolutely enjoyed both these devices and going through them. As you guys can see, the S20 FE is an absolute powerhouse. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if you went with that device, just in power alone. But tell me what phone you guys would pick up in the comment section down below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below. So subscribing if you're not part of the Tech Gang already. Also hit the notification bell to be notified every time I do upload a new video. This has been Safan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.